your life. You got all the messages?
We're putting it in there.
That's good, thank you. I'm gonna do some sharing here. Yeah. So that's good. I think we have everything settled down. There you got it. I think, let me see. Do you hear me good, Robert? Hello, Robert. Hello. Do you hear me good?
Yeah, I can.
I think our live is settled down now. I think we are on different platforms. We are on YouTube, on Facebook, and on TikTok, LinkedIn, of course.
Yeah.
So at the same time, yes, at the same time in all these platforms. So as you know, this is our first live, and people who are following us, it's a live, it's in English, it's gonna be in English. From time to time, we're gonna do it, especially on Saturdays.
Right.
So feel free to join us if you have any ideas, anything you wanna talk about, but it's in English. And the most of things we're gonna talk about is about security, safety, things like that. So what's the time in your place, Robert?
It's 3:22. This is Eastern time. 3:22.
Okay.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
So we have we have 5 hours
Hmm.
different. Oh, that's great. 5 hours difference. Yes, yes, I see it. So how is the weather?
Mixed up. So it was 90 degrees a couple of days ago, and then it
Wow.
snowed yesterday.
Okay.
Uh, so it was about 32 degrees, 30 degrees yesterday, I think it was.
Okay.
Today it's a little better. I think it might be about 50. So up and down,
Up and
up and
down.
down.
Here it was raining. I just came home, so it was raining. A couple of days, or like maybe a week before, we had the snow, and it was raining. So right now we just see the snow in a small spot, so you don't see it like you used to see it, because
Yeah,
the rain take off everything. So that's not it's not cold. That's not cold. It's good weather. It's good weather.
yeah. What's the temperature over there
To be
right now?
honest, I didn't check it. I didn't check it. I don't think we have minus now. I don't think.
Oh, well, that's good then.
because I was out with the shirt like you see on the blazer. So I don't
Yeah,
think it was minus. No, I don't think so. But
right.
it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For sure, we're gonna get our minus. Do you have minus sometimes?
Not too often. Here and there, at least where I live.
Okay.
But I'm in other places, yeah, further up north.
Next time we come back to Sweden, we have to come. You have to come in the winter, and we go up to up north. Up north, one place is called Kiruna,
Uh,
and sometimes it can be like maybe minus 30 up to minus 50.
no, I think I'll pass on that.
I don't know you're gonna last a day there.
You can send me some pictures. I'll
Yeah.
be okay with that.
Oh, by the way, did you hear about the ice hotel we have here in Sweden? Ice hotel.
I've seen that like in documentaries or like YouTube
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah,
yeah. It
yeah. That's.
it's
I
it
don't think I'll be staying there either.
yeah it's
I,
in
I
that
have to think you
city.
come when it's warm.
It's in that city I told you in Kiruna. It's a hotel that they build it from scratch every year. Imagine. And
Wow.
they come artists from all over the world and they build it like in small spots.
Hmm.
They start like even making it. It's crazy, but it's very beautiful. I never have been there, but it's really very beautiful.
Mm. Yeah,
But you,
yeah.
if I understand, you don't like the winter.
No, I like it kind of warm or mild.
I'm like a chameleon. Wherever you put me, I get adapted. But I am more someone who like the cold. I like the cold. I love it.
Okay.
I'm the opposite of the most of the people in Sweden. They all want the sun. I want no. I want a minus. I want to have the snow all the year.
Yeah, I'll continue to come during the holiday, summer, August, July.
But
That
I
that's
hope you can. I hope you can make it in November, because we are making our safety conference for the
uh-huh.
second edition this year. So I hope you're gonna come. You can.
Well,
It's in November, but we don't know the dates yet.
I'll make that sacrifice to come, even if it is snow.
You are more than welcome. It's gonna be, as I say, it's gonna be in November.
Okay,
It's gonna be in November, and for sure it's not that cold. If you don't like the cold, it's not that cold.
okay,
November, it's in between. It's in between.
okay. Yeah, yeah, I
Let's
can
see.
deal with that.
I think if I can see the same thing you see, the messages they are in your face. Is it right?
Yes.
No, it's my mistake. I will move them. I see if I can move them so you don't have them like this.
Okay.
Now it's better.
Yes.
Perfect, because we want to see you, not the messages. The messages we can read them. I see if we can. Because if I do like this, we can see it here. You see it?
Okay. That's cool.
It's a long time I didn't work with this technique, but it seems a good one. It's
You
good
seem you
work.
seem you seem
Thank you.
pretty proficient. Like
Yeah,
you've learned a lot with this. Yeah.
yeah. You can choose any message like this, and you can show it on the screen. Salam alaikum, good evening, bonsoir, buenas noches, buonasera,
Yeah.
guten Abend. Tout le monde. Yeah, you see the whole messages. Shukran, merci beaucoup, thank you. So because I have people from all over the world. So this is our first show in English. If anyone speak in English, you don't need to speak it the best English in the world. Just to speak English, you are more than welcome to come up and discuss with us anything about safety. Today, as you see, it's a gang violence. We're gonna talk about gang violence or compare between Sweden and the United States. My friend Robert is an expert of safety, and maybe next time we can make a better introduction to both of us, so people have it in their mind. And English speaking, you are more than welcome to come up and talk with us and discuss. And there's like the first point I would like to get up here is how does the gang violence differ between Sweden and the United States? What do you think? You are my guest, so you are the first one, or this is our show. We are the guests in the house of each other. So you tell me, how does gang violence differ between Sweden and the United States?
I think from talking to individuals during my visit,
Mm,
uh, it's definitely newer because the U.S. has been dealing with gang violence for a while. So in Sweden, I saw some of the things that the U.S. was dealing with back in the '90s.
yes,
The fascination, and I thought it was odd that young people were drawn towards the old '90s artists, uh,
that's
Tupac and Biggie.
mm,
But I think that I guess one of the main differences, even though the U.S. does kind of have this, is that the leaders of the gangs or in other countries. At least
yeah.
that was my understanding. And the young people were carrying these missions out um, in Sweden.
Mm,
Uh, and in the U.S., there's a lot of, I would call them independent gangs. We call them hybrids,
mm,
neighborhood, things
yeah.
like that. So like I said, I think it's that 30-year separation of
Mm,
Sweden is really getting involved into it now, kind of formulated where the U.S. has already gone through that stage. Uh, but that's something that I saw, and also it's well, it's segregated or separated in the U.S., but a lot more, at least from what I understood in Sweden. Like I visited an area, excuse me if I pronounce it wrong, Rinkeby.
yeah, yeah, Rinkeby, yes, yeah,
Yeah, I visited there and kind of got an understanding of how uh, things happen in that area. Which,
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, just in short, it's a lot how it differs, but that was the main thing is that Sweden is leading up to that point and is growing fast, but it's still doing some things that the U.S. were doing. Young people gravitating towards it for a lot of different reasons, but
Mm,
just as dangerous.
that's right, yeah. Because if I could see, I think in the US, gangs often have a long historical, as you say, a long historical foundation with
Right.
established identity, symbols,
Yeah.
and territories. In Sweden, gang activity is generally more network based and fluid.
Okay.
Centered, it is centered around criminal markets such as drug and weapons rather than long-standing gang identity. And if you, if I can say that violence in Sweden has increased recently, but the overall scale is still far smaller than in the US. But it doesn't mean we're not gonna fight it. We're not gonna do all what we can to stop it. But if we check to the main causes, what are the main causes of gangs formation in the US? Then I can tell you in Sweden.
Well, I think it's the same anywhere. I think when
Mm,
you deny people certain resources and you don't give them another system to receive those resources, they're
mm,
going to create their own, whether
ah,
it's love, whether it's food, clothing, shelter, love, jobs, whatever. If they feel like they are restricted from that, whether the barriers are real or psychological, then
yeah.
they're going to create a system where they can get what they need. And I think that's what I saw, whether it's the U.S. or Sweden or Germany, wherever. If you don't create a system where individuals can have access to what they need, and
Mm,
they don't feel a level of equality and equity, then they create their own system. And
definitely.
in that system, gang violence is a way that they get what they need.
Mhm.
On,
But
on,
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, on all levels, whether they, because not every young person who joins a gang needs
Mm,
money.
no,
not
of course
every, not
not.
every, yeah, not every person who joins a gang feel like they left out. They may have loving parents, but it's a combination of things that they feel like they can receive from this system or
Mm,
this organization that
yeah.
that provides them. That's the allure.
Mm,
So you can't really like pinpoint it on one thing because it's just being a part of that system gives them what they need, whatever that need is.
that's right. And in a criminological research points to several common factors between Sweden and the US, especially if we talk about social marginalization,
Mhm.
economic inequality,
Yes,
lack of opportunity, and the need for belonging and protection. Because young people who feel excluded from mainstream institutions may turn to gangs as a way to gain status, income, or identity.
exactly, and that's the commonality between both
Yeah,
uh, that I saw, and uh, I think in order to address it, you
yeah,
have to address all those issues.
exactly. Yeah, but how do gangs recruit new members or new members? Sorry, new members.
But in this day and age, social media. It's
Yeah,
social media. It could be used to be the old way was school, and they still do that sometimes. But
mhm,
in this generation where it's social media, I don't
yeah,
even have to be in your city in order to incorporate you into my gang.
yeah,
It definitely in the U.S. That's a key factor. Excuse me, of individuals who may live in Virginia,
yeah.
who on social media talking to someone who lives in L.A.
Mhm,
and then they agree to be a part of of their gang, and then they'll start a fraction over here in Virginia,
that's
and
right.
and that's the difficulty of tracking it. That's the difficulty of fighting it. Is that it is just as fluid as however fluid social media is.
Mhm.
Gang recruitment is the same.
That's right, because sometimes I can even say that recruitment is primarily is peer-based. Young people are often introduced through friends,
Right.
relatives, and of course, as you say, social media or local neighborhood
Right.
networks.
Right.
And
That's
in
what we. I'm
sorry,
sorry. Go ahead. Go
no, no,
ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So that's the evolution of gangs in the U.S. is
Mm,
what we call hybrid gangs, and
yeah,
these are gangs that are made up of individuals in the local neighborhood. It may
mm,
just be friends who have been friends since they were 3 or 5 years old. And they've grown up in this community, and
yeah,
now they decide to take on a life of crime
mm,
and associate under. Well, they may have a name, they may not. They may just associate themselves with whatever street they're from, the Fifth Street, and it may
mm,
just be 4 or 5 kids or 3 kids or whatever the case may be. Uh, yeah, so that is the progression of where gangs are going.
yeah. But in the recent years, social media has taken a large space from the kids or the youth life, and we don't have to forget and exclude the encrypted messaging apps that have become tools to recruit, coordination, and reputations building. And
So,
that's becoming a big problem. This, how we call it, encrypted messaging apps.
oh,
I don't know if you have this problem in the US or no.
yes. I mean,
Yeah,
they have so many ways of communicating.
yeah,
Parents can't keep up. There's so many apps and so many. And the kids are smarter, and they can. You know, they you can keep a good track of your children, and there's apps to assist. But
mm,
young people are innovative, and they'll still find a way to
that's right.
communicate. Yeah.
Yeah. And how important is the territory for gangs?
How important is the what
The territory.
for guns?
Yeah,
Meaning that how much these gangs value their neighborhoods and
yeah,
where they're
exactly.
from.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I want to say. Yeah,
yeah. That's
awesome.
everything because that's their uh, That's their lifeline. Their neighborhood is where they do business. The neighborhood is where they feel protected. Their neighborhood is where they get all those things that we talk about on Maslow's. That neighborhood, when you get into a gang, that neighborhood gives them everything that they need because that's their home. And
Mm.
so coming into my neighborhood could be automatically a death sentence. When I commit crimes outside, then I come back to my neighborhood and I protect my neighborhood the same way that,
Okay.
cowboys or wars have been started. They protect their neighborhoods with guns. Uh,
Okay.
it's
So
kind of the same mindset.
so if I understand right, so the territory or neighborhood is very important in the life of the gangs in the US.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It, it's a little bit different in Sweden because in Sweden, neighborhood or territory is often linked more to control of drugs market and local influence rather than strict neighborhood boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a work difference. You see, there's a little bit
Yeah.
different. Yeah. And
Yeah.
what does the drug trade play in gang violence?
Well, uh, and sometimes it creates finance in the early parts.
Yeah.
90s, and even now, you could be a drug dealer not in a gang,
Mhm.
but the gang members. That's one part of they do sell drugs, but now you have a lot more of high level uh, identity theft,
Mhm.
as we call it, scamming and creating these schemes in order to um, manipulate people out of their money, whether it's credit card fraud. So the days, I'm not going to say it's all over because you can't speak. Let's just speaking generally, because there are gang members who hold their territory strong and they still sell drugs, in order to buy guns and money, whatever. But they're also doing identity theft and all these other scams that are going on, whether it's telephone or you've got gang members who are hackers,
Yeah.
hacking your account in order to steal your bank information. So it's really morphed uh, than just the guy standing on the corner selling drugs,
Mhm.
like it was here 30 years ago. It's so morphed in a lot of different ways.
Okay, because drug markets are a major driver, if I can say driver, of violence in both countries. Conflicts often arise over distribution routes, supply chains, and local market control. Because when criminal groups compete for profit, disputes can escalate into shooting or retaliatory attacks.
I would agree. One of the things that research has shown in the U.S.
Yeah,
connected to social media is the influence of young women
yeah,
that are causing, because it starts off maybe as a domestic dispute, or for example, if a young man is dating this young girl and the young girl calls her brother,
yeah,
both of them may be in gangs, but it on the surface it looks like a gang shooting, but it's really those individuals who it's domestic. And so
mm,
what we're finding is that social media creates these things where someone is embarrassed and then they get all their friends on social media, and now we're going to meet you at a specific spot to fight or whatever, and someone gets shot. The
that's
same
great.
thing in school. That's been widespread, from talking around the country,
Yeah,
the impact of social media. I tell you, one thing was what I was really blown away by was
yeah,
that you guys didn't really have a juvenile criminal justice system
mm,
like a lot of detention centers for young people who committed crimes, and the sentences. I know the law has changed because I think now they just lowered the law to what, 14, 13.
where in Sweden?
Yes,
To 14.
so
No,
14.
no, sorry, to 13.
Yeah, prior to that, it was what, 15, 16?
Yeah, before, yeah, but I'm really against it because someone who is 13 is still a kid. He still has
I agree.
to live their life. Because if we're gonna like lock a kid who is 13, it means we are the problem. It means we didn't succeed in solving the problem. A whole society, with all what we get, we couldn't solve the problem. What is the easy way? Because what do you expect from putting a kid who is 13 behind the bars? What he's gonna become? Engineer? He's gonna become a doctor? Of course not.
A better criminal.
Yeah, a kid who is 13, he need love, he need security, he need the parents. He has to make his own, or she has to make their own mistakes to learn, not putting them behind the bars. I really against this solution. It's not a solution.
It's not. I
It's
think you guys are headed the same direction that we're in, where we're locking up 11-year-olds, and for fighting this. Fighting in school may get you a criminal charge. A
yeah,
regular fight of 11, 12-year-old, and I thought it was a novel idea to take care, give children an opportunity
yeah.
through restorative practices, having the parent go to classes, the kids go to classes, and things like that. But now I think it's gone to the extreme. I believe in accountability,
Mhm.
but to the extreme, especially for the little that I know, experience in swinging culture, to swing it all the way to 13 years old, I think it's really going to create some problems later on.
I'm really 100% against that because a 13-year, the kid is still a kid. And as I said, they have to, it's better putting more resources, more money on the family to take care
Yes.
of your kids instead of putting them behind the bar. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with the child, I don't know, child rights. If we're gonna look someone who's 13, so it means we didn't succeed. It's our problem. It's the society's problem.
Well, and what's going to happen, you take that 13-year-old and you lock him away for 5 years,
Yeah.
and now he's 18 with more knowledge and more skills,
Yeah.
and then you place him back out in the community. Uh, and do you have a system, because you guys just started this? Do you have a system of true rehabilitation based on the needs of those individuals who've been incarcerated?
We
Is there structure?
yeah, we have the system, but to be honest, it's not working because when you lock someone, when you lock a kid, he's like say 15, 13. First of all, you're gonna encourage his hate. I don't
Right.
know why my words are getting repeated. Do you hear me two times?
No, I didn't hear you 2 times. Just heard it once.
I don't know. Something going wrong. Let me check. I check. Great. Think. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I still hear myself two times, but it's okay. So what happened when you put someone behind the bars who is like 13, or anyone, even old one, it's what you do. You're gonna encourage the hate of the society, the hate in his life, everything. And when you lock someone, you don't only lock the person, one person, you lock the whole family. So the whole family will start in hating the society. The whole family don't want to be feel. They are not going to feel a part of the society. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything in the society because you lock one of their lovers, their kids. Even if the kids made some mistake, I don't say criminals or anyone don't have to be punished. Of course, they have to be punished, but there are different way to punish, different way.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that. When I heard you guys were passing that law,
Mm,
I thought Sweden had a very unique opportunity to do something that would be globally impactful
yeah.
if they handled this situation appropriately. But it appears that they've the pendulum had swung more towards enforcement and incarceration, as opposed to uh, family unification,
Yeah.
restorative justice, and ways to uh, deal with the next generation as opposed to lock him up and then we'll deal with him later. That's not going to end well at all.
Of course, it's not a solution. Of course not. Solutions. I have solutions, as I say. I have solutions, but I hope someone want to listen. The problem, no one want to listen. That's the problem. It's,
I've been faced with that problem in the U.S. over my career, so I understand.
that's the problem. We have solutions. I have solutions, but no one want to listen,
Yeah.
and that's what's pissed me off. Because we can save lives, we can save future generations, we can save families, but no one want to listen. But how does firearm availability affect gang violence?
Well, here's the thing. Even though certain cities have very stringent, like New York has very stringent gun laws, the state
Yeah,
of Virginia, not so much. You can go to an open market and buy a gun on Saturday if you have the proper ID. But I
yeah.
think when you're talking about gang violence and uh, street level crime,
Mm.
technology is taking over well. They're making 3D guns now.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are called ghost guns, where they take a semi-automatic
Yeah,
handgun, and the term is, well, I don't know the technical term, but it's called a switch, where it
yeah,
makes a handgun um, automatic, and they
yeah.
have a hundred round drum on it. And so in the U.S., guns are accessible. You can order parts legally
Mm.
and build your gun. And so
Make your
these
own
young
gun.
people, yeah, these young people, these are the gangs, and so it's guns are not an issue. Any
Yeah.
young person with a couple of $100 can go out in the street and buy a gun.
Mm.
So in the U.S., that's not for gang members or any individual who wants a
Yeah.
gun, whether legally or illegally. They have access to get that. Yeah, but I know you guys have a more stringent gun policy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, in because in Sweden guns are illegal, but are often trafficked into the country through European criminal networks. And as you know, wherever there's a war somewhere in the world, there's always a gun getting out. And many of these guns, they end up in Europe, and from Europe, they end up to our country, to Sweden. So,
Illegal. So the law in Sweden is that you can't own a gun, or there's processes.
but how do law enforcement strategies differ between Sweden and the US? Maybe you tell me in the US how they work.
Well, and again,
Mm.
that can vary from department to department. There's some law enforcement agencies that are really trying to turn the narrative, because traditionally, especially against minorities, law enforcement has a black eye, and
Uh,
there's tons of reasons why and whatever. But traditionally, law enforcement has a negative perspective.
okay.
However, retain as time has moved on and as we progress,
Mm.
there's a lot of law enforcement agencies who are doing community work and trying to rectify that narrative.
Okay.
In a lot of different cities, a lot of major cities, small towns, whatever, they're trying to change that by doing community engagement and different things, and providing resources for individuals who marginalize people in the community. So I
Yeah.
think, but the main difference, I think, and just talking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your law enforcement gets to what, about 2-3 years training?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in the U.S. they go through a camp, not a camp, but a training or an academy, and based
How
on,
long is it? In Sweden the base is 3 years.
it's 3 years for the academy, right?
Yeah,
And
3 years.
I think they go here, and I'm sure someone will hop on and let me know if I'm wrong, but
9 months.
I think it's 6 months maybe, You go
6,
through.
9 months. Yeah.
You can go to a community college.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that here I can say, and some other cities are doing, uh, is that they will hire them, but then
Mm.
the first months before they can go to the academy,
Yeah.
the chief of police had them working in the community, learning the people.
Mm.
I think that was good, but traditionally, maybe I think it's 6 month academy they go through,
Okay.
and that's
Here
and
it's
that's
3 years.
the street. You know, if you had no experience or anything, they hire
Mm.
you. You go through the academy, and now you know you have that type of power and authority. And I think through history, that has been the issue. You
Okay.
have people, you have individuals who are not skilled or not uh, proficient in their work, but they have that authority and they weren't trained as well as they should have been trained in some areas. And so now law enforcement in the U.S. going back, talking about community relationships, going back, get providing training for mental health and things like that. But I would prefer 3 years, as you guys have.
Yeah. We have 3 years. But
It makes a difference.
yeah. But Sweden traditionally is focused more on prevention and social intervention. Through in recent years, it has increased the targeted policing and surveillance against organized crime just lately. But it's given result. I can see it's given result. I don't know if you have any phone or something close to you. The,
Yeah,
the, the microphone is on.
yeah.
I
Need to
think
look up
just the
something.
microphone. Just the microphone.
Just a what?
Now I think it's better. Oh no,
Okay.
because I
Didn't
could
have
hear my
anything.
voice 2 times.
Oh no, I didn't have anything on. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
okay. I don't
maybe I
know.
did.
This is our first live, so we're training and see what we can get. I think we have a guest, someone who wanna say something or ask or any question. I'm gonna put our guest in.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening. Who is with us?
Good. It's Asedin from Valencia,
Valencia, Spain or
Spain.
okay, you're welcome. Marhaba.
Thank you,
You're
thank
welcome.
you, Rashid, for all the programs that you post online. I have been following you for a long time, and I
Thank
have
you.
benefited a lot from your advice.
Thank you.
And I think it's very important topic that we you are talking about. And me myself, being part of minority here in Spain, I
Yeah.
have seen that people from minority background have more difficulties to access to a lot of housing, job opportunities, integration in society in general. And I think
Mhm.
this kind of things, the lack of opportunities, is what is pushing people to go to gangs and feel part of a group and feel protected somehow from discrimination, racism,
Okay.
and a lot of problems. And they find a way of a feeling of belonging sometimes that they don't have in this bigger group of the society. And this is my my opinion and what I wanted to share.
Thank you. But if you, how long have you been living in Spain?
Most of my life, I mean, I was born in Morocco,
Yes.
and my parents emigrated from Morocco to Spain when I
Yeah.
was 9 years old.
Okay.
And
But
since that,
but
yes, sorry.
do you think that there is a difference between the 80s or 90s and now in Spain?
A very good question. Yes, I think there is a difference in the sense of that there are now is much more common to see foreigner people than
Mhm.
back in the day, because yeah, I guess you are aware of, but lately Spain opened up a little bit more to foreigners because they know they need immigrants for their economic success.
Yeah.
So now it's more common to see in the schools more people from different backgrounds, from Latin America, from Pakistan,
Yeah.
from different countries. That it used to be in the case of myself, because when my parent came, it was one of the first generations of
Mm.
Moroccans to arrive to Spain. It was in the 90s, so there
Yeah.
were not too much people. We had difficulties to find schools where they could teach, like, I mean, cultural centers where they would teach Arabic and so
Yeah.
on. Nowadays, and like the businesses, Moroccan businesses, nowadays it's much more common.
But another question before we go ahead, because we see just a couple of minutes. Another question, but it can maybe some people will understand it badly, but there's nothing bad in it. It's just a reality. In Spain, when we talk about crimes, what do you think? Who is the most committing crimes? The immigrants or Spanish people?
To be
And why?
honest, yeah, it's a very tricky situation because, depends on who shows this information. If it's
Yeah.
from the right wing media, they will show the immigrants as more criminals. If it's on the left wing media, they will show more uh, not equilibrated situation.
Mm.
But I think we have to take into account that these immigrants are normally in a worse situation. They
Yeah.
don't have family members. They don't have network support. They lack, for example, the language, so
Mm.
it's more difficult for them to find a job, and they are fighting against the prejudice of the people
Yeah.
against them. So they would not offer them the same work opportunities as a local. So I think this is also playing a role. But it's true that you will find a lot of people from immigrant background in the jails.
Okay.
So
And
it's yeah,
what
it's a
about
bit.
racism?
To be honest, it's for in my case, I suffered racism a lot of times here in Spain, and I
Give me
think
one.
it's,
Give us one example, please.
for example, yes, one example is that the other day I went to the supermarket and I
Yeah.
was taking some bread and some olive oil and I put it in my backpack,
Yeah.
and suddenly two workers of the supermarket came up to me and they treated me as if I were going to steal this olive oil. And this is the recent example. Before I
Okay.
used, yeah,
But
uh,
as then,
yes,
when you put this olive oil in your how we call it in your backpack, it's
backpack.
still inside the supermarket.
Yes, 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 yeah,
Normally, European law, they don't have the right to talk to you. They have to talk to you when you pass the cashier,
yes,
not
yes.
before. They don't have the right. So you can sue them if you want.
Yeah, yeah. This is what I did. What is called like a reclamación, like
Yes, yes.
yes, and they still I want to contact with the how it's called. Like there is nowadays a service because European law, um, they have realized that immigrants from Moroccan background or Arabic
Yeah.
background suffered a lot of racism and discrimination. So they obliged the countries to put a number of
Mm.
information in case you are subjected to discrimination.
That's right.
Yeah. So my plan is to contact with this service and try to uh, see if there is any other steps I can do in order to sue them and so on. But sometimes even these people working there, I think many times they don't have the correct training for this situation, because many times even if they are doing their job, they don't feel as someone who have been uh, racially profiled, for example,
Okay.
and so on. Because I tried to contact them another time, and I felt they were not very professional.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very big topic, and unfortunately, we have to work very hard. And I agree with you in what you say in your program, that we as a community we have to stick together. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, we are not so connected with each other.
I
Everyone
know.
is, yeah, everyone is going by their own, and then we lose the power uh, as community.
That's the problem. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Azdin. Do you have any other thing before we finish our program?
Yeah, I think it's all for now. Thank you very much for you and for your guest. For the topic is very important, and
Thank you.
inshallah, the next time I can
Yeah,
again
you are more than
talk to you.
welcome. We're gonna have this show. This is our first show. From time to time, whenever we can, we're gonna do it on Saturday, whenever we can.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
follow my social media, and every time we will put a topic, and then we can discuss it.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you.
Thank you. Shukran. Thank you.
Tashkana.
Thank you. Robert, before, what do you think about what Azdin he said in Spain? He's living in Spain. He grown up in Spain. He's Spanish.
For the same thing that happens in I grew up in America, but we still face the same thing as Black people. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. It's as I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, wow, this is the same stuff that goes on, and why, uh, and then not to justify, but as you said, when you when there's not equality and equity, then people
yeah,
get what they need, however they need it,
yeah,
and and then the mass incarceration of young Black men. This is true statistics. 1 in 7, although Black people make up, I think, about maybe 15%, somewhere along in there, the population in the U.S.
yeah,
They make over 50% of the prison population. 1 in 7 Black men have been to prison or have been incarcerated, and 1 in 3 have a felony. And, and so you have to think about that, the impact that has on the community when Black men are taken away.
yeah,
There's tons of research and things where that they've been treated unjustly in different places and being killed. So when he was talking, I was like, wow, it's the same thing.
yeah.
You know, even me as a professional, I find times when I go into places and you wouldn't think this would be true, but they still watch. People are watching as though you shouldn't be there.
That's the reality. It's a shame at 2026 we still put people in categories. It depend on their race, depend on their name, on their color, where they come from. It's really a pity. It means whatever we build in this world, this technology, whatever we made, we didn't work on our brains. Our brains still in the, it's in, I don't know what we're gonna call it, but our brains still, we didn't work. If a person doesn't work on changing the brain, changing the idea, and see all the people equal, because in my life, I see all the people the same. The only difference is a good one or bad one. That's it. I don't care about who is your father, your religion, your color, what do you do, who is whatever you got or not. I don't care. You are a good person, have it. Let's talk. You're a bad one, stay away, please. That's it.
I I agree. I agree.
So it was, I don't know, I think we have been talking like soon 1 hour.
Yeah.
I think it's time. What do you think? It's time to say goodbye. See you next time.
Uh, well, good. Good conversation.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So we hope, thank you so much, and we hope we're gonna have time to make it. And this is our first live, and from time to time we can make it whenever you can, and we start getting a different public.
Okay.
I can check and YouTube is going on. So yeah, because different people all over YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you if you have anything. So before we finish, not anything to add.
No, but the similarities uh, and why gangs are appear or why they continue to grow are the same no matter where you go. It doesn't matter what region. They're gonna be some similarities, regardless of the coach and whatever. They're gonna be some similarities.
Definitely. Well, my friend, thank you so much for your time. And thank you to all our public that you have been with us from all the corners, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. And soon I hope you appreciate this live in English. And soon we're going to make a new one if everything is okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert, and have a nice weekend. Talk to you later.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.